And as soon as I see someone live, I tell you what I'll do is I'll put up that comment, that question. That way, and I'll mute myself.
Okay. Well, actually, don't worry about putting the question up because I want to try and figure things out before I actually answer that question. So I can just do it through comments, or I'll send her a message.
All right. So you got viewers coming in.
Perfect. Thank you. Good morning to those of you that are joining us right now. Welcome to our 20-minute Tuesday morning yoga flow. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in and get started. And if you're just tuning in, you can jump in as you join us. So let's start today on hands and knees. So come into tabletop pose. We want the wrists stacked right beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. And we'll just do a few cat-cow spines. So on the inhale, let's roll the shoulders back, lift the tailbone and the heart. So we're really stretching the belly out here. Then on an exhale, engage the low belly muscles and start to draw the navel in towards the spine as you round the back and look down. So inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Exhale, start to round and look down again. So keep doing this. Breathe and move at your own pace. So you might move faster or slower than me, but that's okay. We want to link our own movement with the flow of our own breath. You might notice sensations in the shoulders. And if you're really focusing on that exhale, you might feel some engagement in the low belly. Again, really draw that navel up towards the spine. Let's do one more. Big exhale. See if you can engage the low belly muscles. And then on the inhale, we'll lift the heart. So from here, just gently exhale. Release the hips towards the heels and come into child's pose. And then on an inhale, we'll float back up to tabletop. So do this a few times. Exhale, hips towards the heels, forehead towards the floor for child. And then inhale and float up to tabletop again. See if you can breathe as long as you move and move as long as you breathe. So the breath doesn't stop, the movement doesn't stop. We're just gently flowing from point to point. Then when you're ready, we'll add a downward dog to this. So when you come up to tabletop, we'll curl the toes under. Exhale, reach the tailbone to the sky and press the hips towards the back of the mat. Then on an inhale, we'll lower back down to tabletop and exhale to find child's pose. Inhale to fours. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale to fours and exhale to child. Keep doing this. Again, breathe and move at your own pace. Notice how it feels as you come into down dog. And see if you can float the knees to the mat before you release to child. Go ahead and do one more round of this. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. So when you get there, you might like to walk this dog out a little bit. You could pedal the feet. You could turn the head from side to side. Or anything else. Just see if you can listen and respond to your body. Use this opportunity to start to wake it up. Maybe you can find ways to stretch into the side body or to move the shoulders a little bit. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and come back into child's pose. Hips to heels, forehead towards the floor. And then when you get there, take a deep breath. See if you can use the breath to bring the mind a little deeper into the body. Notice what it feels like to be you right now. Notice the way you're breathing. Maybe you can feel the heart beating. And then when you're ready, just walk the hands back, sit up onto the heels for a moment, and then we'll just widen the knees. So if you have a yoga block nearby, you can use it to measure. So take it the short way or the 4-inch way right between the knees. And that's about how far we want the hips. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. We're just looking for about hip distance apart. Then from here, you can start to walk the hands forward, but keep the chest lifting. And then we'll bring the navel over and across the thigh. Then start to drape your body over that leg and come into a side stretch here in child's pose. If you'd like, you could stack one hand on top of the other. And then really focus on keeping the opposite hip anchored down. So try not to let that hip pop up. Take a deep breath through the open side of the body. Maybe you can breathe up from the top of the hip all the way through the arm. And exhale down through the arm and back through the waist. One more breath here. And then you can bring the body back through center. Maybe pause here for a moment. Feel the two sides of the body. Take a deep breath up through the torso. And then when you're ready, we'll start to come across the opposite thigh. So again, we want to bring the navel over the leg. Start to drape the torso down and across the thigh. Come into this stretch for the other side. Try and keep that back hip anchored down towards the mat. As you breathe in, maybe you can breathe up through the open side of the waist. And as you breathe out, maybe you can breathe down through the open side of the waist. Take one more deep breath here. And then when you're ready, go ahead, come back to midline. Take a deep breath into the heart and the upper back. And then on an inhale, go ahead, find tabletop again. Bring the knees back together so they're stacked right beneath the hips. And then extend your right heel straight back. So notice the toes are pointing to the ground and I'm really lengthening through the heel. Get steady here. You might exhale and engage those muscles in the low belly again. And then on another inhale, see if you can reach your left thumb forward. So it's the right leg back, left thumb up. From here, start to inhale. Lift the heel, lift the thumb, and maybe start to look under that left arm. Then on an exhale, we'll release and find tabletop again. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Left heel is extending back. Again, we're really pressing through the heel, toes point towards the floor. And then after you get stable, inhale and float the right thumb up. From here, you might be able to lift the heel and the arm just a little higher. Maybe you can even look under the arm. And then on an exhale, we'll release again. So we'll do that 2 more times on each side. When you're ready, right heel reaches back, left thumb floats up. Start to lift everything a little higher. Maybe look under that left arm. And then exhale to release. When you're ready, left heel presses back, right thumb reaches up. Start to lift, look under the arm if you can, and then release. Last round, right heel back, left thumb up. Start to lift, maybe look under the arm, and then release. Last one, left heel back, right thumb up. Start to lift, look under the arm, and then exhale to release again. Take a big breath in, start to float the heart up. And as you breathe out, find downward dog. This time we'll hold it here. So just feel the hands on the mat. Really start to lengthen the tailbone all the way towards the sky. Really press the hips back. See if you can find steadiness and stability here by anchoring down through the hands and the feet. Take one more deep breath. And then when you're ready, just gently start to walk the feet forward. Come up to the top of the mat. And when you get there, if you have blocks that you're using, you can have them on either side of the front feet, the only feet you have, right? If you don't have blocks, you can just take the hands onto the shins. Either way, let's inhale, float the heart up. And then exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine as you start to fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the heart, come halfway up. And then exhale to melt and fold again. Last one. Big breath in, float up. Full breath out, melt down. On an inhale, let's reach the arms out to the sides. Float all the way up to the top. And on the exhale, go ahead and release. Take a moment, find the breath again. Check in. What does it feel like to be you right now? Maybe you can take a deeper, fuller breath. Feel the feet on the mat. The way the legs track upward into the hips. Feel the curves of the spine. And if there's any tension in the shoulders, see if you can use the exhale to soften some of that effort. Then when you're ready, on an inhale, let's reach the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive and fold. Plant the hands either on the blocks or down onto your mat. And then we'll reach the right foot way back. Come into a little lunge here. You might like to sink down into the hips for a moment. Feel some opening through that back quad. And then if you feel steady, maybe you bring your hands up onto your thigh. From here, maybe you can lift the heart and the crown of the head up. So it's like we're lengthening the torso up out of the waistline. Then on an inhale, maybe reach the palms up. Come into a high lunge. Take a deep breath, let the shoulders be soft. And then from here, turn the back foot flat. So the arch of the back foot is in line with the heel of the front foot. And then as you breathe out, release the hands down and find warrior 2. You might like to look out over the front fingertips. Take a deep breath. On an inhale, reach the palms up, straighten the leg. And on the exhale, bend the knee and release the hands again. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend and release. Last one, big breath in. Full breath out. Take a deep breath here. Then when you're ready, reach the back arm around. See if you can pivot on your back foot. Then release the hands back down so you're in your lunge again. From here, back foot steps up to the top of the mat. Lift the heart. Exhale and fold. When you're ready, opposite foot reaches back. Lunge on the other side. Take a moment to get steady. And then maybe you bring your hands to the thigh, lift the heart, and then maybe reach the palms up. Let the shoulders be soft. And then from here, again, back foot turns flat, arms open wide, warrior two. Take a breath here. On an inhale, we'll straighten the front leg, reach the palms up to the sky. On an exhale, sink back into warrior two again. Two more of those. Big breath in. Full breath out. Keep the shoulders soft. Last one. Breathe here. Big breath in. And full breath out. From here, maybe you can reach the back arm around, pivot on the back foot, and then release the hands. If you have blocks, you can move them out to the side. Plant the hands on the ground and step your right foot back for downward dog again. Take a deep breath here. And then on an inhale, go ahead, release. Find hands and knees. On an inhale, reach one arm way up to the sky. Then on the exhale, bring that arm through behind the hand that's supporting you and see if you can drop down either onto your bicep or maybe even to your shoulder blade. Then walk the fingertips of the other arm up and overhead. Take a couple deep breaths. Maybe you can breathe into the openness between the shoulder blades. One more deep breath here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and unwind. Find tabletop again. Feel the two sides of the body. And then when you're ready, same thing, other side. Inhale, reach the opposite arm up. Exhale, bring it through behind the hand that was supporting you. Drop down either onto the bicep or onto the shoulder blade. And then reach that top arm overhead. Really open up. Take a deep breath here. You might imagine that the inhale could nourish that space between the shoulder blades. As you exhale, maybe you can soften tension or effort. One more deep breath. And then when you're ready, go ahead and unwind. And exhale, hips to heels, forehead to the floor for child's pose. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let the body get soft. When you're ready, go ahead and come onto your back. When you get there, you might like to hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a little squeeze. Kind of like you're giving yourself a hug, right? You probably deserve one right now. Maybe rock side to side a little bit. And then when you're ready, you can extend the legs. Relax the backs of the hands out at the sides with palms facing up. Just take a moment to breathe and be effortless. To let the body reset and reintegrate after your practice. Each inhale is an opportunity to nourish the body. Each exhale is an opportunity to release any unnecessary effort from the muscles. You can continue to rest here for as long as you'd like. I hope that you have a great day, and we will be back in about 10 minutes at 9:30 to do a meditation practice. So I hope that you'll join us. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.